Yanni with Vortex Advantage Ag here. We're at the Vortex headquarters in Alvarado, Texas. And, you know, although we don't want to, we've decided to depart with our OG enclosed trailer. So this was the trailer build that got a lot of attention on YouTube. Thank you to all who had a lot of really great comments. And, you know, for our operation, we do a 90% pasture work. And a lower profile trailer like this enclosed was not as desirable as a higher profile trailer that I can really get back into pastures with. And that actually was what born the idea of the Vortex Rover, which you see on the back of my flatbed over here. Again, I've been teasing you with videos on that. Those are coming. I just haven't quite finalized it. I'm like 99% there. I've got a new fabricator trying to get me pricing on what these are going to cost to manufacture for you guys. So anyway, stay tuned on that. But back to the trailer. We have here a 24-foot enclosed Alcom Stealth trailer. It's 8.5 feet wide by 24 feet. It's a 2022 in the year. It's got two 5,000-pound axles, so 10,000 total pounds. This was originally a car hauler, so that's why we bought it. It had a lot of weight. We're going to start at the front and we'll work our way around. So we're selling this. And if you're interested, hit us up. I'll give you the number at the end of the video. How this works, or how we worked it, was we would have a generator, a big generator, in this case this 28,000 watt generator, Westinghouse, on the back of the truck. And I have two 15-foot cords that connect directly to these twist lock mounts right here. And these provide 50 amps per circuit to the interior of the trailer, and we'll show you that inside. So you have two separate 50 amp breakers on the inside. We also have a 30 amp twist lock here, and this runs the continuous duty Dayton pump. That Dayton pump kicks ass inside the trailer, so that's what provides you drone fill and agitation for all the two 85-gallon cone bottom inductor tanks. So obviously we've got this branded. This thing is like a freaking billboard driving down the road. All of this could be removed very easily. Anyway, don't worry about that. I just wanted to leave that on there to show you what can be done as far as branding goes. Premium wheels. Oh, brand new Predator 14 ply sidewall Predators, all steel tires. These things have probably 500 miles on them. They are brand new. All right. So coming around to the back, we've got a really nice drop down ramp. I'm going to sell two puck style locks for this. Very high-end, nice locks, but basically spring assisted. This comes down, this folds down right here. Sometimes I just leave that up. I don't put that down all the time, honestly. So inside we've got roughly 75 feet of 1-inch hose with a fill nozzle. This is for drone fill. We've got a paper towel dispenser up here. Believe it or not, was one of the really things I was super excited about. This is our drone garage. So we put one, back when we started, we had two T40s. We put one up here, and this secured the landing gear. Honestly, I'm not that fond of these. I just drive down the road. I'm not super comfortable with the fact that these are going to hold the drone in place. They have, but a couple times coming down the road, they've come loose. I'm actually going to, what I thought, if I were going to keep this, I'd just put two brackets right here on either side and double strap the landing gear really, really nicely, or do a ratchet strap across it. Another drone goes under here. So you have room for two T50s, T40s, T25s, whatever you have. We have two 85-gallon cone inductor tanks. Casey, come up and check out the inside of these. So they have chem blades inside. So we've got jug rinse, tank rinse, agitation, and everything's controlled by these two valves here. So each tank has a valve. If I want a jug rinse, I flip that up. Off is there. It's a three-way valve. Down is tank fill. So what we decided, we originally had this trailer set up with a one pump system, and I didn't like that because I did get cross-contamination into my 2 freshwater tanks. So I had my buddy install a separate pump just for fresh water. And this Dayton pump down here is a continuous duty pump. And I think it's like 35 or 45 gallons a minute. It kicks ass. The thing is really, really nice. So basically, that pump down there, the Dayton that Casey's on right now, will provide agitation and fill to the drone. We've also got a remote key fob switch for that. So you can kick that on and off right here with this key fob. I keep these stored here. This is on off for the agitation and pump. And then this is on off for the freshwater. So the freshwater obviously is a FlowServe CT6. Check out the manifold system here. We've got a pressure release or pressure control valve here that we have set. That's why we removed the handle. We've got, this is for fill, so we pretty much leave this open all the time. And if you need fresh water at the end of the day, you can open this valve. We've got a 50-foot hose here with a nozzle for fresh water. So 2 cone, 85-gallon tanks, both with chem blades. Really sweet setup. You know, triple rinsing is a big part of this business. You're supposed to, if you're legally going to dispose of these F-jugs, these 2.5-gallon containers. Pause. Miller time in Texas, baby. Anyway, if you're going to dispose of them legally, you have to, you know, puncture them so they can't be reused, triple rinse them, and being able to triple rinse with clean water was a key thing for me. All right. One more thing to note, I went over this in my other videos, but all of these shelves that you're going to see in here are anchored to the frame, the joists that run across the frame of the trailer. They're not anchored to the wall. So these things are like super burly. I spent a fortune, like $4 grand just on aluminum in this trailer. And anyway, all right, 2 400-gallon doorway slimline tanks, appropriately anchored so they don't move on you in transit. They've got these steel baskets that they sit in that really help everything stay in place. I've never had any issues with these moving at all. They're also baffled. If you notice here, you've got baffles here, so that prevents sloshing in transit. That's kind of a big deal. You don't want these things to, the water, in my other trucks I've driven down the road, you can feel the surging of the water when it's moving, and it pushes the whole truck, which is not desirable. Oh, one more thing. So to fill these, quick fill right here, boom. Again, you guys have probably seen my hydrant video, but I just run a hose out the back to a hydrant, quick connect, fill this thing in like less than a minute, 2 minutes tops. And then obviously same thing over here. So both tanks can be filled very rapidly. That's really cool. All right, up front. Originally, this is kind of like a workshop area. Casey, here, I'll switch with you. You want to go up front here, and then I'll show you. So right here, you know, we've got a workshop area, a desk here. I stored my 2 dry granular spreaders right here for the 2 T40s. That's why I put these eyelets here. You can remove those if you wanted to. We've got a power strip here. This is where we would charge our T40 remote external batteries. And underneath is loads of storage. It comes with a spare tire, obviously, fire extinguisher. Over here, this was kind of an intention to be a viewing area for a pilot. So this opens up, and you know, in an ideal situation in the summertime, you close this man door. You've got the 12,500 BTU Coleman Mac AC. This thing's brand new. I literally have only turned this thing on 3 times. And it works great. I just never really used it, honestly. So man door there, close that, keep this open. You can sit down here and just watch out over the field if that's what you wanted to do. We've also got the deck up top, which we'll talk about in a minute. But lots of storage here for everything. I'm going to go ahead and include the 4 cooling stations. These are for, you know, they're the older iteration of the cooling stations that came with the T40s back in the day. They still work great. In fact, I didn't really use the fans all that much because we were operating kind of during the cooler months when we got our new trailer, we were running the T50 cooling stations in that trailer. So these don't have a lot of use on them. They're practically new. I did build these little pedestals, if you will, so that you don't have to bend over. I'm telling you, that's like, if I'm gonna switch out 70 batteries in a day, I don't wanna be bending down to the ground level. Being able to just do this is like awesome. Here's the two 15-foot cords. This is what plugs into the back of the generator. This is what twist locks into the tongue of the trailer, and that provides you juice to each of these 50 amp circuits right here. So you got two breaker panels. They plug in here, and then they go to your, I set my C8000 charger. You could put a C10000 in there. You could put a C10000 in here, but we've got two cooling stations, space for two chargers, and you know, this can be modified to fit your needs. Up here we have this is a converter. So this converts power from that FlowServe CT6 18 gallon per minute pump in the back. And what it does is basically that key fob control takes that 12 volt down to or up to 120 volt, and basically key fob actuates that. Let's see what else. Let's go out this way. I did install a two-step Lippert solid step. So this folds up like this, basically locks in place right there, and that's basically it for the inside. If you notice, everything is insulated and paneled on the inside, so it's got a really nice fit and finish on the inside. It's not just plywood. That's what makes this trailer so nice. I mean, this thing was custom. It's meant to haul around like $100,000 cars, and we really picked it for that reason, because it looked really nice and it's easy to keep clean. This thing's been it worked in the field a lot. We just cleaned it. I had a hose in there just spraying it out, and it was great. All right, so right here we've got the deck. Before I show you up top what I do here, I've got a 10 gauge cord that's 100 feet long, and so when I get home at night, I plug this into an outlet, and I've got power to the inside of all the outlets of this trailer, which means I have those fluorescent lights up top. I've got I can plug into the outlets and charge the drone batteries, slow charge them in my charging stations there. So it kind of makes it nice to be able to have the shore power, if you will. I bought this ladder and rack system is from Alcom. They sell this. They call it their contractor grade, their contractor series. So I installed it myself. I bolted it in, and then I put 2x6 pressure treated decking across the top. So I'm not going to get up there, but it's just a deck. There's no safety rails or anything like that. It will support two people easily. It's up to you if you wanted to put railing up there. I'm an owner operator, so I don't need the OSHA standards or whatever, but if you wanted that, you could easily put railing up there. I really just used that to observe over fields that were either rolling in terrain or tall crops like corn. Anyway, I'll point out the damage. We did hit a curb. I got to point it out. This is not from out in the pasture. I actually hit this on the curb, pulling out of a gas station. So that damaged it. Kind of a knucklehead, but it is what it is. I thought there's a couple things I thought about doing. I was actually going to cut this back. The frame of the trailer casing, show them real quick. It comes to right here. The frame of the trailer comes to here. So what I was going to do is basically cut from there straight over to this miter right here, and I have the trim already, and I was basically just eliminate that. It's a really sweet looking detail. It's what makes this trailer look so nice, but you know, the fact of the matter is we operate in pretty rough terrain, so sometimes it's best to not be so low. And I haven't had any issues in the pastures other than don't take it into wet pastures. I got it stuck once, but that's because I took it into a wet pasture like a knucklehead. But it's served me well. I think this unit, this rig, will work really nicely as a 2-drone setup for somebody that's, you know, working row and field crops in the Midwest. That's kind of like, I think, the bread and butter for this machine here, or this trailer rather. And I hope it goes to a good home. I hope somebody's interested in it. I won't discuss pricing now, but call me, 817-659-3211, 817-659-3211. Vortex Advantage Ag, Yanni. We hope this goes to a good home, and we'll catch up on the next one.